By the way, under the Fair Use Act, this channel uses copyrighted material for commentary and educational purposes only. I had a different frequency on for you guys, but I want to show you, and I didn't think this was going to happen, but it's happening. This is how I prepare the space. I also prepare with this thing over here. This beautiful white Tara, green Tara, Kuan Yin, I'm not sure, but Divine Goddess brass bowl before I ever come on here with you guys. But this, many of you guys probably don't know, let me just take off my shoes here for a second, that the frequency in which you reside in matters. What you're listening to, music-wise, the words of the music, the content you watch, things to ask yourself, is there something besides love in what you're watching? You're definitely watching love right now. Amore, nice to meet you. So what I'm going to do is just show you a little bit of something. Ready? You see what happens with my hands? This is me playing with the energetic field. Ooh, I shouldn't have worn a sweater, guys. Gals, because this is heating me up. So, this is a way to work with your energy field. Notice the frequency. Even if you don't like to dance, maybe you're just like tapping, right? Maybe you're just clapping. You're on the front row, right? Where the band is, and you're just like, yeah, I don't dance, but I can do this. I once knew a guy that I'd be dancing everywhere, all over the place I was moving. Early light language dance, by the way. And he'd just be like, sipping on his drink. And then, at some point, when you finish the drink, he'd like start breaking out into all these moves, and then he'd come back to here. I'd just be like, feeling the tunes, feeling the vibration. Woo! So this is a way that I clean the space before the conscious haircut sessions. And I try to allow for time in between sessions as well. About 15 minutes to be able to kind of clear the energetic space between people. Okay, now that I'm all sweaty, guys and gals. Woo! So feel that. That's a frequency of 108. And we talked about this frequency before. Let me see here. I want to get a little bit of information for you. The frequency of 108. Because currently this stuff is not staying in my head, and there's probably a reason for it. Why it's not. Oh, 108. Wow, I didn't remember this. 108 has the frequency of the sun, which is perfect for right now because the solar activity is off the charts. I don't even have, oh, here I have it. Look, my little sun. Thank you to Carol for this. Thank you very much. This is what our sun is doing now. It is upgrading. See the spiral? We are no longer on the karmic loop. We are on the cosmic Christed crystalline spiral. That's what's happening right now. And 3i Atlas is like shooting across delivering a lot of different energies to us. So you might feel a little tired. You might feel like you need to rest. You might find a lot of emotions rise up, like shadowy emotions. It's okay. Try to elevate your frequency when you feel that way. There are times to feel the shadows. Definitely acknowledge how you're feeling. I'm gonna move you a little bit here. There we go. Let's give you this vantage point. Guess what? You're balancing on my toaster again. So these energies are coming in and everybody's experiencing them in different ways. So pay attention to your body. That's come up a lot. And try and do something like dance, put on some classical. What is it for you to get your body in that motion of movement? You know, how are you going to move your body? Move your body right. I think that's a song. Move your body, move your body. So, the benefits of 108 frequency. It has to do with increasing your focus and your mental discipline, which also has to do with the amethyst that we held up yesterday. When that comes in, it kind of clears those lower thoughts, or it brings it up to the surface so that you can actually feel them, acknowledge them, and they can move through you. Because there's no bypassing here. It has to move through your body in order for them not to keep showing up like a pattern, right? So 108 frequency. I'm going to have this link down below, which will be awesome, because you can also, they have one of those plates. There's a name for them. If anybody knows the name of those plates that vibrate and show the sacred geometry, please do let me know in the comments. Speaking of that, there was a deck. Here we go. Sacred geometry deck. Let's see what needs to come in for today. Just connecting to the heart. Source energy. What message can we give the collective today to assist with the energies happening at this time? To assist us with our nervous system, to keep things in a balance for us? What do we need to know right now? I love this deck, by the way. Whoa. Okay. 3 cards popped out. I don't know if we have time for 3 cards. This was to be day 6, the last of the day 6 series. I did a day 7 series, now we're 6. Am I doing a countdown? Is it 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? It feels that way. Huh. So we got 3 cards. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold them up. This sacred geometry is intention. And what I would like you to do is just softly gaze at this card. I'm trying to see if maybe it's all the reflections. Hold on, I'm going to turn off this light. Can you still see my light? Does this help? Let me see. I love, can you see that? That might be a little better. Can you guys let me know? Is that better? To be able to see the tones in the card? Let me do this. Pretty soon we're going to be in the dark together. Oh, you really can't see it, can you? It's difficult. Let's see, try this again. Okay, I think that's the best we can do. Take in this card. This card is about intention. Notice how the longer you stare at it, there are shapes that change. There are lines that move. There are colors that show up that weren't there before. It's like magic. You're receiving codes right now, sacred geometry codes, which, by the way, you received a little bit of that when you were in school. We all had geometry, I believe. Okay, so that's intention. Now, we're going to look at this one. This is connection. You can even take a screenshot. I would advise a screenshot to look at this later, because you can zoom in and slowly move it out, and you will see there's even more showing up for you. Color-wise, line-wise, shape-wise. You might even notice a taste or a smell. Now that's pretty cosmic, right? Have you ever thought about that? That you could get a taste or a smell from something like color or frequency, like what you're listening to now. How can you use your senses in a different way? Gaze upon this card. Hey, Pac-Man. Go ahead and gaze upon this card, this frequency, at 108, radiating the sun. It actually looks kind of like a sun, doesn't it? So I recommend a snapshot so that you can look at this later and zoom in slowly and out slowly. And we're talking now about using your senses in a different way. It's possible that later on you would receive a taste sensation from this card. Possibly a smell, possibly a vision of something. And if you look closely, this card, look at that. It's like that little sun I have, right? Right? That was given to me. Carol, you're awesome. So this was the Tree of Life, which actually, the Tree of Life is, I believe, from the, how do I say this? Kabbalesque? There's something about that. During this conference that I was just in, we received, there's like a new Tree of Life for us. And I don't know what that means yet. But this is the Tree of Life. See how I even hold it back? Now there's different colors, right, that stand out. I have had this happen with a wooden sacred geometry, like flower of life, like many, many different spirals. This happened 2 years ago where I was just gazing at it slowly and with intent, and all of a sudden I could see colors of like purples, lavenders, and greens. And I had a friend hanging out with me, and I was like, whoa. I was like, look at this for a while. What do you see? And he saw similar colors, but he had a little bit of like more yellow in his. It was really cool. So those are our sacred geometry cards for today. For some reason, sacred geometry is coming in. Metatron did show up in the transmission for the class this morning. That link will be down in below if you guys are interested in the recordings. I have no affiliation with them at all, except that we are all one. So, what else do I have for you today? I got a message this morning, and I'm gonna post the Instagram because that's what like led me here. It was like, show up. even if you're not prepared, even if you don't have everything together. In fact, even yesterday I got this inkling of don't prepare. Like, I do like to grab things as I move around because sometimes I feel like they're important, but it's easy to let our own selves get in the way, like our will versus divine will, as to what should be offered to people that day, right? Yeah, when I choose my clothes for this video, I ask, okay, what colors are needed today? Or what do I feel like, too? It's like a combination, it's a balance. Balance. So that just makes me laugh because of an Instagram I did. Where are we today? I'm going to switch up the music because this is the frequency of 108. And now I'm going to show you a different frequency. Let's see. I have way too many windows open. I'll just tell you that right now. Oh, we've got creative spirits showing up too. I don't know how to shut this off. Okay, I'm going to close it. There we go. So, here's another song, and I want you to listen to the frequency. Listen to the frequency of what I would say is, it's called Already Done. And listen to the words. We're going to have a little bit of some of it. I'm going to do some karaoke for you guys. I apologize. I was singing this earlier to like cleanse the space and be able to move around for you guys and, you know, get it all prepped for you guys. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, I'm just going to play some of it. Here we go. I'm not a karaoke person. I'm just going to let you know. Here we go. I'm going to sing along. Ready? I walk like it's done, like the deal's been signed, like the stars are inspired to set she's aligned. Every little thing I want flows in, I don't chase a thing, I live in the wind. Need a clock, don't count the days, I trust the rhythm, I float in the praise. I seeds, I planted, oh they know my name. They bloom in gold, never the same. Move like a melody, kissed by fate. Sway in my hips in a clean slate. Breathe in grace, I exhale shine. What I desire is already mine. Already mine, guys. Already yours. Whispers in the wind, blessings near. World can shift, the noise can rise. Peace lives steady behind my eyes. Don't rush, love, I beg for time. I don't beg for time. I sip life like vintage wine. Dream, I dream, now where's my skin? I don't force a thing, I settle in. Walk like it's done, I speak like it's true. With velvet words and jazz in my roots, dance with the unseen, led by the light. Within a knowing that holds me tight, it's already done. Joy, the glow, the blessing and divine flow. No chase, no race, guys. It all comes with ease and grace. Listen for a second. She's got a really beautiful voice. Feel that frequency in your heart. Like only it can, I move with the rhythm, I move with class. What's meant for me will never pass. The signs are subtle, the feeling loud. I walk like thunder under a cloud. Already mine, I'll land in heaven. Honey in my voice, and stars on my brow. Can you feel it, guys? Already yours. So that link will be down below so that you guys can check out that song. And Abundance Era is the the channel that does this. It's amazing. So yeah, subscribe and like them, and I'm not affiliated at all. Just love their stuff. I love to share other people's things and just bring about the education out there. So why did I play that song? Yeah, already mine. That's what I mean, Pac-Man. Already mine. Everything is there for you. Even when things feel like they might not be there for you, they're still there for you. We just have to look past the obstacles. Have to get a higher perspective and see what comes in. So what else is coming in right now? We've got a card from Sacred Rose deck. Is that what it's called? The Rose Oracle deck. Screenshot. This is it right here if you want it. Sorry, it's backwards. Let's see what is coming through message-wise from the Rose. I've been connecting with the Rose for the last couple weeks. In fact, I am going to buy myself roses today so that I can hand them out to people in a sort of celebration for myself. What am I celebrating? I'm celebrating me. I'm celebrating connecting with the heart, connecting with the womb, and a rebirth of the new human that I am by the end of this year, right? Right now I'm the new human. You're the new human. Okay, here we go. I did buy myself flowers for the actual event. We were told to surround ourselves with roses. Ooh, this is the card. All right, we've got a card that says Morning Dew, clarity, a fresh start, and a positive outlook. Already mine, guys. The Morning Dew. Here's the message that's coming with it. Look at that. So this is someone who's embracing what's given, allowing the light to come in, an opening. There's an opening here. An opening that's already here, already done. Your blessings are near. Look at that. I'm going to turn this up. So this is your truth. This is the truth of who you are. This is the morning dew. The sun is coming in, right? The sun is rising. The sun always rises. The clouds part and the sun comes through, right? We talked about that before. If you really look into it, you can see like the hue of the sun, like kind of like the sunrise coming in, like psh. Can you feel it? When I look at this card, let me think. Let me feel. All right. We also have the element of water here. Besides the morning dew. Did you know? I always thought the dew came from the condensation, like in the air. It does not. It comes from the plant itself. The plant exudes this morning dew as a good morning every single day. It's not from the atmosphere. When I heard that, I was like, wow. Nature, the elemental kingdom, is just amazing. It exudes that. It welcomes with a brand new day. You can actually, if you can catch the dew, you can drink it too. There's something about that. I heard of once before. You're basically like catching the essence. It's like a piece of the essence of the plant that's being shared with you. Yeah, it does. It matches my top. Thank you. Yes. So we got similar colors going on. I've got a Lemurian crystal right here. Those are beautiful. If you have a Lemurian crystal, maybe connect with that today. There are lots of codes in the striations, like actual galactic and Earth codes, as it forms, left behind for us to find. This again, very feminine, right? We kind of have that. You've probably seen a rose cross before. You know, where it's even on both sides. It kind of reminds me of that. Merlin, King Arthur, the priestesses of Avalon came in this morning with the class, and it made perfect sense because I was looking through old Instagram videos of mine, and I'm like, and there I am in England at the spot where King Arthur and Guinevere were buried, or at least King Arthur had his tomb there. So the rose is connecting with us for sure, even though I don't have roses in my space right now. Can you feel the vibration between there? It's very feminine. You know, you think of like the woman's lower parts as well. We've got the triangles of above and below. And, you know, everything meets at the center. We've got a blooming going on here. We're blooming into the new human. I talked a little bit about that yesterday, but my live was so interrupted by the signal at the time. I think third time was a charm, so when I post that today for the replay, you guys can find out more about it. But we were talking about the balance between the wisdom and compassion, which also the masculine and the feminine. And, you know, what does that mean? I had to ask myself, what does it mean to be in my feminine? One of the things I did was I shifted my clothes a little bit. I have all these like more flowy things or dresses, and because I pull around a trailer, I'm always wearing like practical, you know, get yourself dirty kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, how can I soften myself a little bit? This was a new sweater I bought just for that fact, and the fiber itself. I'm paying attention to fibers now as well. So, new to me anyway. So, it's one of those things, what little things can you do in your life to feel more of that masculine or feminine, whichever you want to bring forth into your life just a little bit more. And it also depends, that subjects come up on like, what is your definition of masculine and feminine? And I'll tell you, there's some controversy on that. There are some of you that may have older beliefs on what it actually means to be feminine or what it actually means to be masculine. In the case of a lot of women these days, they feel, I'm not speaking for all, but I can tell you what I've seen out there is they feel that like they should be able to do it all on their own, and that means that they're feminine, and that means they're empowered, and they don't need anybody else. Therein lies a little bit of dissonance. You don't need anybody else. So we're not here to do this alone. Not really. We're not really meant to do this alone. We're not alone. We have like major support here at this time. And I'm here with you, supporting you, as you are supporting me as well. And some of the messages I would read on threads, it kind of saddened me. There were guys out there really in tune with where their masculinity is. And when I say in tune, I mean they were in tune with their masculinity because they were speaking of being the container for the woman. They were speaking of what they wanted to provide for the woman. Provide for the woman both financially, emotionally, physically. They were talking about these things like they were really raw, and it was genuine. And I was like, wow, okay, because I was a little curious. What are guys telling other guys out there about this subject matter? Like, is there anyone who's getting it? Because as a woman, I can look and I can see and feel where there's dissonance or a little bit off balance, like maybe more of the egoic self is coming in when there's like a male before me. I can feel into those different things, and I can feel into their confidence, and I can feel into just where they kind of are in life based on their vocabulary, based on mannerisms, habits, like little things they tell me, right? And then I can kind of be like, oh, okay, so now I get it a little bit. Why we are the way we are. We're always asking this question. And it's taken me a long time to embrace my girliness, for sure. I like to climb trees, and I still do. I roll underneath my trailer, and I look at stuff, and I lay there, and I assess. But I'm not a girl in a way, too, where I'm like, I don't need anybody's help. I had someone in deep wind, like blowing everywhere when I was at a gas station, come over to me, roll underneath the trailer with me, and be like, can I help you? Like, there's a lot going on here. And I was like, yes, please. Please give me a hand to like reattach this thing that should not be flapping in the wind as I drive. Because I was really worried the wind was so strong it could have ripped that sucker right off. So women are funny. They want a man to take them out to dinner. Some want them to pay for them, some don't. Some men don't even know how to open a door anymore. I had this practice with a friend, and he was open to it for a while, and then at some point he was like, am I going to be doing this all the time? And I was just like, he's like, I don't even do this for my girlfriend. And I was like, all right. Yeah, you should look into that, is my response. You should look into that. Another person said, I don't even do this for my mother. And I was like, again, look into that. Because that's something within the masculine. And it's not like fully the masculine's fault. It's some of it is the conditioning, right? We went through the female revolution. We stood up for ourselves. We got what we wanted to have like things equal with men. Some would disagree that we still don't have that. Some would be like, yeah, we're there. And we're going to keep it there. But now it's time for the woman, the feminine, if you will, to become softer. To still be strong and be soft at the same time, which is in the mind is like, what? How can you be strong and soft at the same time? That's what's being asked of women now. They're asked to go more into their nurturing. And that doesn't mean that you're taking advantage or you're like doing all your guys' stuff all the time and they're not collaborating with you. Pay attention to that. But that's what we're being asked as a woman. I recently started taking a poll because I was curious, and I have a couple guy friends in the area, and I was playing pickleball yesterday, and I asked the question, like, what does it mean to you guys? Because there's a lot of programming out there, like guy-wise, what does it mean to be a man? And because I know as a woman who's seen an unbalance in that masculinity, I've seen versions of the unbalance in my parents, right? And I noticed it early on. I was like, note to self, don't do that. Do the stuff that is bringing love. Like, don't do the stuff that brings separation. I didn't know that at the time, but that's what it's really about. Is it a coming together? Is it a unity? It's a question. I'm kind of interested to see what my poll would be like. And then I started looking into retreats because I was curious there too. And then I had this thing this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I offered a retreat like that? Because what was spoken of was, oh, I gotta pause. 34 on the clock. That might mean something for somebody. Let me pause and plug you in. Plug you in further. Okay, there's my cord. It's like hide and seek around here. I gotta plug you guys in, and I don't know what's gonna happen here. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Getting a little up close and personal here. I thought my battery would last, but it's an older phone, so I'm gonna talk to you like this for a minute. So this is a question for a lot of people out there as we're all looking to find balance in our life. And I'm not a guy, so it's hard for me to answer those questions, but I was like, what if I did a retreat? Because there are retreats out there for just men and just women, and I explained recently that the reason that that occurs is because there are sometimes severe traumas or wounds that women will experience that they will feel uncomfortable sharing in a space where there are males, right? And they have to be open at that time to be able to like let it all out. And I never thought about the fact, and it was brought to my attention recently, that there are men, and this is not the first time it's been brought to my attention. It was brought to my attention like 3 years ago with another friend of mine, that it's basically for all those guys that have girlfriends in their life, but not guy friends in their life. And so it made me really feel into that, why there'd be more girlfriends and not so many guy friends. For me, growing up, there were a lot of guy friends and not that many girlfriends. I didn't embrace girlfriends until like senior year of high school. So, and that was because I rejected everything girly. Doesn't it make sense? I rejected everything girly. So it would make sense that the universe would not give me girlfriends. The universe would give me guy friends. It makes total sense. So technically, if we started to embrace more of who we are in the body that we're in, and I don't know what that means for those who are currently trying to figure that stuff out, right? With all the different things happening, you know, there's a lot out there. I'm experiencing a lot through my son's school, so I can't even imagine, right? I can't imagine like not knowing, like just completely not knowing what gender you are. I can't even imagine. And my heart totally goes out to like each one of you that is going through that. I mean, that's major. Not that our stuff isn't major, like what does it mean to be feminine? What is it to be masculine? But the other one is major. The other one has to do with possibly surgeries, right? I'm kind of going off topic here. My heart is just like, oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. And there's like kids in these places where they have to make those choices too. So, what does this mean? Means being present too. Yeah, totally. Everything means being present. Be present of who you are. Where are you right now? Like pay attention to where you are right now. Where do you want to be? So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting thought, off the cuff. I've thought about different retreats that I wanted to hold. A silent retreat, a dark retreat. I don't know if people could go into the cave that I recently went into, but I told someone years ago, I was like, I'm not a trauma person. Like, there are people who go through severe traumas and then they come out of those severe traumas and they guide people on how to do that. Why? Because they've been successful. They've lived it. They can guide it because they've been successful, and they can show people that there's hope, right? To be able to make that shift. I don't have that in my life. So it kind of begs the question. I've had different wounds occur, but I don't have those things in my life. So I'm like, how would I even do that? And then I had this idea. I was like, I think it has to do with combining with another person, a male, that has gone through the process of stepping into what it means for him to be a balanced masculine, for a balanced feminine. Uh, now that I'm asking, I'm sure I'll be led to it. um, and then perhaps that would be a way. I had spoken to someone years ago, and the relationship didn't work out with them, but there was like a husband-wife couple, and they were doing retreats together. They were offering retreats. And what was interesting is they would flip-flop between the two groups, the male and the female, and then the groups would come together. And it created a very safe and like wholesome container to be able to share whatever, right? Just ask yourself, what can you do to find balance in that area? I'll probably be coming up with more material, because now that when questions like that come up, I ask myself, because I'm looking at myself and my femininity, and what does that mean to be a feminine in this day and age? I told guys recently in the last year on my Instagram, and I didn't really give any solutions, by the way. It was more like, oh, what did I say? I was like, I'm feeling for you guys out there. That's what it was. I'm feeling for you guys out there because, man, you guys just look lost. Like, what's going on? You guys look really lost. And then when I started seeing some of the responses for like threads and some of the way the females were responding, like, I don't need me any of that. I can open my own door. I can pay for my own stuff. I was like, oh, that's what's happening. Okay. And then I actually responded. I almost never respond to those. Let me take a look at some questions down here, if there are any. Yeah, so got someone agreeing with me on the reverse can be said for the male side as well. I'm sure they're looking at women too and being like, what is it with women? Like, how do I read these signals? You guys have been asking those questions for years. How do I read the signals? So I don't know if I want to say awakened or aware is more aware, feminine and masculine is not going to play a game anymore because they know the game. They know the inverted matrix is how we can refer to it. They've taken the pill. They're Neo, and they're dodging the bullets because they've realized that they can create their own reality, right? But there's also a lot of dissonance in the spiritual community about that as well. So you just got to use discernment. But it's very like little, I would say there's no games anymore. People are more upfront about things. I myself have experienced, and this is where I was a little shocked. I was like, what is going on with guys these days? And it was in relation to how, what is it? I experienced somebody telling another person, like right off, why weren't they already getting busy with them? Like, they hung out with them a while. Why weren't they already getting busy with them? Like, can you feel it? Can you feel the what's happening? And the girl was like, yeah, I can totally feel it, like the energy of what was happening. But I could tell she was also being very discerning. But it's not the first time I've seen this. I've been around others and I've seen the same thing. It's like guys don't want to, they're like, they've been waiting for a long time. Let's say that. They've been waiting for a long time for the feminine, I think, to come back to themselves. As so the women have been waiting for a long time for the masculine to get their stuff in gear to be that support system, to be that container for them, if you will. For a man to be fully in his balanced masculine means that the woman, we're just talking man and woman for now, so you can change it to whatever you need to change it, but it means the woman or the feminine gets to be fully within her feminine, which means she's not taking over jobs. You know, like those to-do lists you guys talk about, and the woman's usually like, well, you didn't do it. I asked you a lot, so I did it myself, and then she's all frustrated, right? It's stuff like that man, my hand gets tired when I do this. What else am I trying to say here? The balance between the feminine and the masculine. Yeah, so you're going to know that there's balance, because this came up too. In relationships, you're going to know that there's balance in a relationship when there's co-creation, there's collaboration, there's no codependence. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the woman stays at home and the guy works, or, excuse me, or that they have to split everything, or things like that. What it means is there's collaboration. Oftentimes, and some of the men on different Instagrams will talk about this. I'm closing my eyes because it's easier for me to tap in. And what it is they will speak about how they are holding the space, the protectiveness. I'm watching the masculinity for sure. Like, where is that going? Is it veering on 50s? Hey, my wife can't do anything. It's not that. There's like a line for that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's very healthy. Like, what I'm seeing overall is very, very healthy, because they're not saying that the woman can't work. What they're saying is that they're allowing the woman to follow her femininity in her passion. So they're creating an environment that the woman can flourish in her creativity, because that's kind of what creativity is all about. It's when the man like taps into his creativity, that's him tapping into his femininity. That's that sacral area, that sacral chakra of creativeness. So there's a lot of information out there. I keep doing research because it's kind of a topic that interests me. And let me get quiet for a second. I'm gonna try something. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna put you in my holder, hopefully. Okay, at an angle. Okay. I'm just gonna tap in for a moment here, a little bit differently. Feel free to breathe with me. 4 seconds in, hold, and then release for 6 seconds. Okay, feel your heart. Do you feel how it resets everything? See, a message for the divine feminine and masculine to come through now. What is it that is important for us to know? The joy joy of who you are. You are meant to be so much more than who you are trying to be. This existed from the beginning. In the beginning, this balance was present. It has gone nowhere. No need to search. It's already here. Get in touch with yourselves. Get still. This one has chosen to get still at this moment. She realized that she could go on and on and on. But by consulting with us, with her inner being, she was able to get a more clear message. We encourage you, all of you, to do this as well. Stop the noise. Get into silence. Find the darkness I'm asking a question. Just a minute. Because it was recently brought up from a different channel not to get into the darkness too much. You know, the dark stuff. Not to like wallow in it. Hold on just a moment. The darkness we speak of is not that which is in lower polarity. The darkness we speak of is within. It is the still point, 0 point, 0 point, 0 point. This one has been connecting with the womb, the sacred womb. This area of the body was once revered by cultures. Many cultures still do. Kind of asking why this is important a little bit. There has been a dissonance in the energies concerning sexuality, femininity, masculinity. Find the sacredness within you. We refer oftentimes to the Sacred Heart. I'm asking if, like, in relation to Jesus, like Yeshua. Yes. I'm also asking about the threefold flame. Yes. Tap in. Tap in. go in to your sacred heart space. Put your hand on your sacred heart space. Put your hand on your sacred womb space. Both men and women at this time. This is your connection. The womb is the connection to Sophia, Gaia. I'm asking because I've heard channelers say that I always thought the connection was coming from up above, but I've also heard channelers talking about connecting to the earth, and that's where they started to hear or see or know more messages would come through, like messages are coming through right now. That's what I'm asking. Doesn't matter which word. I'm asking about Earth, Gaia, Sophia. Sophia is the word we will use at this time. Sophia, the divine feminine, is here at this time. And as you connect to Earth, to Gaia, talk to the trees, speak to the water, the wind, speak to the animals as if they are your friends or your family, because they are. All is one. All is one heartbeat. The resonance of all is that which is the resonance of Sophia herself. Herself? Is that correct? It can be said, herself. She that holds the feminine. Okay. Okay, is there anything else that needs to be said at this time? Know that this has always been in you from the beginning. Do not feel incomplete. You are whole. The question to ask is, what does it mean to you, personally, or individually rather, to be in your masculine, to be in your feminine, to be in balance? You will know you will know what is on track for you. Each person is moving at their own pace. Each person has a road, a path that they are upon. Just as we were also on the same path. It is why we are here to help you through this time. What does it mean to you? For that's all that matters. And then step into that. You will know. You will know when you come together with those counterparts. This one has been told that one can really know how balanced they are when they are in relationship with another. For you can do all the work you want on your own, and you can isolate yourself even, or feel the need to isolate, but it is in the company of others that the trueness of who you are gets exposed, gets revealed, gets known. You know who you are. Step into who you are. I don't know if they said this or if I said this. You know, stop asking silly questions. That's probably me. I'm still getting used to translating, but I like to ask if I'm using the right terminology, the correct wording, so to speak, to convey the message in a clear, pure manner. You are doing a good job. Thank you. You are all doing a good job. We are with you here. We are one. Wow. Wow. Oh my god, that's like 62 minutes long, and that happened. I just totally channeled live. There's no holding back now, guys. Wow. Well, I hope all of you enjoyed that. That was a surprise that came through. And I hope that it was helpful for you. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will see you tomorrow at 11:11 Pacific time. So come join me. You never know what's going to happen. Apparently this is what's happened when you don't plan anything. So I love you. You love you. And we'll talk soon. Yeah? As always, I am one with you.